Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Martina and welcome to this nostalgic lapbook which I would like to show you. It was really a lot of fun to make it. There was some challenges on the way and some things I had to change, and if you are interested to see the process, to see the journey, have a look into the other video which I have posted, which is named The Making Of. Okay, so let's go into it, or let's first have a look from the outside. It's covered in doilies, in a longer table runner-like doily and a typical doily, brocade doily on the spine. And then I have added this really pretty, wonderful brocade trim and a vintage button. You can see probably it has a crown and it has an N, and but it just pretends to be the closure because the closure is made by 3 push buttons. And now sit down, relax, you will see how the inside looks. Okay. First I have to undo the push buttons, and for making an opening of push buttons, it's always good to have long fingernails. So, but I managed. Yeah, so that's it. The outside, in terms of color, is relatively humble, but the inside is really a blast of red and gold and many pretty things, I guess. I have chosen red because I wanted to have a good match between the velvet inside of the table runner doily, to have this match with the other colors. So therefore I took the red, and also I took the red because of this smaller booklet which you are going to see in some minutes. But now let's first have a look to the various content items. First of all, have a look to the spines. It's this really pretty fabric. I love it. It's like a little bit Art Deco style, and it has, as I said, these red tones, but also gold elements, ornaments. I love it. And I was lucky, and I said miraculously, I found in my stash this really pretty Indian trim which perfectly matches the color scheme, so in order for the inside decoration of the spine. But let's go first to the left side. It opens like this, and you see it gets longer because here there is a trifold, and because of that I'm going to move the journal a little bit to the right side so that we are on screen. Here I have added a trifold which is closed with a bow, and it's a flippable trifold. This means you can flip it like this. It has been attached by using fabric in order to make it really flexible and also to last, because paper sometimes, of course, when you use it often it might break, but fabric typically is quite resistant. I have used very pretty digital paper for the outside as well for the inside, and you can have a look here. And whilst this is more in this kind of red, orange and a little bit of teal, when you open it you come into really very nice blue tones. Here I have added a side pocket in form of a fennel. I don't know exactly what is the name, and my favorite plant, hydrangea. And this is a flip up. You can flip it up like this, and behind it there is a double pocket with some vintage wallpaper ornament and a tag which shows some peacocks. I love this blue. I love this blue with this brown elements, and I think this paper is from Shabbydabbbydoodah. And here there's another pocket, a side pocket with a longer journaling card. I put this back, and we focus now on the flip out, because in the flip out of course is a pocket. You can see it here, and then there is a card inside which actually comes from an advertising but I loved this blue tones and I loved this brownish tones, and yeah, I've added a little bit of gesso, very little, in order to give it a personal style. So put it back. Stubborn. Okay, fine. So I close it quickly, because otherwise it might be a little bit interfering, which I don't want. So you can open it like this, flip it like that. There is another pocket, and in this pocket there is a tag. On this side here there are some further flip outs, and they come like this, and of course each of them has something inside. We start with Mona Lisa in this window and envelope pocket, and behind this burgundy, Hotel Burgundy pocket, there is another longer journaling card. Here I have added some information about plants. I've used some distress ink in order to make it look more vintage, because the theme of this book, of course, is also vintage. So it's a nostalgic lapbook, and you will see there are quite some nostalgic elements in there. There's another flip out or another pocket, and here there's another tag. So let's close it. So it's just something to play with. I love this kind of flip things and whatever. It's just nice. It's interactive, it's nice, and it needed to be there. Okay, here you see the first of two journals. This journal is a removable journal, and this is because of the construction on this side. And we will come to this later. But I didn't want to have this journal interfering with this construction if someone of the future owner is writing or adding some things here inside. So let's first undo this bow and take off the journal, because then it's easier to show you all the goodies inside. And it's been attached to this lapbook by a nice trim, which when you make a bow holds it nicely. And you can take it off like this. I'm going to take this away and I show you. I have used some pretty wallpaper, and I've used this flower in this orange-red color scheme because it so nicely matches the design. On the back side it turns more into blue, and therefore I have added some teal blue lace for decoration, and here I have used some fluffy fabric as a ruffle. I love how it flows. So opening it, the inside has been decorated by some really pretty gift wrapping paper, and it has this gold Indian elements, and yes, I have also used some Indian items in this journal. Here you see this is the fabric which I have used for the decoration of the lapbook, and I have used it here as a pocket, and inside there are two journaling cards or tags. So then you see this is one of several peacocks which you are going to meet in this journal, and when you turn this page, and by the way this is a one signature journal, and the dimension of this journal I can say in centimeters, it's 16 times 11 times 6.5, and I'm going to write it down in inches because I cannot calculate so quickly. Okay, now the inside of this cover page, I have used some paper which I have coffee dyed, color dyed, stenciled with gesso, and then put on some blue acrylic paint. So it's really nice. I think it perfectly matches this color scheme from this cover page. And because I have attached this trim here, I have covered it with this really pretty washi tape. Very nice. Here you see some embossed paper which I have further gold waxed in order to make it match this inside cover. The first flip out, when you flip it like this, then you see behind this pocket there is another tag with some decoration with lace and a sewn on picture of a vintage lady. Put this back like this. Here again part of this very pretty fabric which I have used here as a belly band, and there's a tag. Very nice. I think it's probably kind of cotton paper. Here this is a smaller fabric, smaller piece of paper with some blue sari silk decoration matching this blue butterfly over here. And when you turn it, then you see, oh, there is a pocket, and in this pocket there is a little envelope, and this envelope is made from vintage book paper, coffee dyed and a little bit decorated, and also, as you can see, it's expandable. And what is inside? Well, inside there are some pretty stamps. Because nowadays you hardly get any letters with stamps, but I got, and I found them so pretty. So this is some nice flowers, and then 2 cats, and I thought maybe the future owner will have some joy getting these pretty stamps, and of course you can use them for scrapbooking. Why not? For journaling, whatever. So I put this back. This is coffee dyed paper, so almost all or many of the pages in this journal are made from coffee dyed paper, and in total I have counted it's more than 60 pages, mainly counting the bigger ones and back and front side. Here this is another embossed paper which I have further colored, dyed with some distress oxide. Here this is a doily, also some distress oxide in order to make this nice pattern. Some special paper, and here this is some Japanese paper which is really pretty. I love this pink, I love this green and gold. Of course there is a lot of gold in this journal, in this Lapbook anyway, and it matches so nicely. I have kept this as a pocket, so you can put something inside. I have not done that because it's already quite bulky, and what you need to know when you do a Lapbook, then you are more restricted in terms of how thick you can go with the journals, because the outer dimensions are given and you cannot have an alligator mouth, because otherwise the construction wouldn't work. This is some cotton lace here. This is some pretty wallpaper with a nice touch. Vellum paper, stenciling, another envelope which also has been made from gift wrapping paper, and some further decoration here, and a little flower. And inside, the inside is backed with vintage book paper, and inside there is also some vintage paper from an old book, and it shows a person who is apparently walking on the mountains. And it also says Wanderlust, and I think Wanderlust is also an English term. It's a German term, of course, but it's known in England, in English-speaking countries, and therefore I thought it's nice. So this book, and there's also a poem on the back side, this book stems from the end of the 19th century, so it's nostalgic, and therefore it nicely fits this whole theme. So it sits in this belly band, which is also made from some gold decorated paper. Old book paper where I have done some stenciling. Another pretty Japanese paper. Some blue trim which I love. Here there's another flip out, and in this flip out there is a picture from Alphonse Mucha, or drawing from Alphonse Mucha, and another smaller tag on the back side. Another tag here, sitting in this belly band which has been formed from some sari border. Some nice decorative paper over here. This is some decoration. This is the center. With nice paper. Also some decoration over there. cotton lace, some sticker. So this journal leaves room for writing, leaves room for further decorating, especially because if you make it too bulky, it would not fit in this Lapbook anyway. But you are flexible because you can use it outside and make it really full, give it an alligator mouth or whatsoever, or you keep it as it is mainly and leave it in this Lapbook. And you can, of course, put in this Lapbook whatever you want. So you are completely flexible. Here I have used a digital paper showing an old carpet, and I have turned this into a double pocket, and inside this double pocket I have added 2 of my self-created tags, which I do with decoupage technique. And I love these red tones, and this was the reason why I've chosen those. And here this is some Indian fabric, and when you turn it, then you see another peacock. This is a picture which I took when I was in India from a painting on a wall, and this is another peacock tag. So some trim, oops, take this here, trim over here, some stenciling over there. Again, I used this really blue turquoise distress oxide in order to make this decoration. Here there is another belly band, and in this belly band there is another tag. Further decoration, this is this pretty cotton paper, and this is the embossed paper, and this is the back side of the starter, and this is how it looks. And there's another side pocket, and in this side pocket there is a bigger tag in form of a postcard. So this is the removable book. I keep it aside and put it back later, because we are now going to focus on the construction which I have added here. And I call this gates because you can open it like this, and I do it. This is this thread which goes around. I have cut these circles, and I made double of them, 2 of them, so in order to make them really sturdy. You can open it like this. Here I have added some brown lace because I wanted to mute it down a little bit. I found the red a little bit too orangey, so I muted it down. And when you open it, then you see there's also nice decoration on this side. And you see here, this is self-created tag, which I did by using some scrap paper and adding them together. Then also using some acrylic paint. And I think it looks very pretty, very nice. And of course it can be used for writing. And there's another journaling card, which I have sewn around in this really pretty sewing pattern. So that is this. And of course you can put in more things, because this construction is made in a way that there's a little bit of room for, I don't know, love letters, secret things, I don't know. Depends on you. I already talked about this really pretty border here. I love how it matches all the colors, and therefore it had to go on there. So now we come to the right side of this Lapbook, and there's the other book. And as I mentioned, you are restricted by exactly this width here. The book couldn't go thicker than that, because otherwise it would not either not fit, or it would make some harm on this construction, which it shouldn't do. So this is the book, and the book is made in a way that I have used an old book as a flip out on the cover. But before we look into this old book, I would like to draw your attention to the fabric which I have used to cover this book. And this is so pretty. This is cotton fabric, and it shows a vintage bookshelf. And it comes in all different different styles, so to say. You see books like this, organized like this. You will see the other books on the front page. It looks really nice. And it had to go on there. For this flip out book, which I have used here, I have used an old book which is dated 1905. And what I also did is I have used some gold waxing, gilding wax on these ornaments here because they were really, really silver. You see, they are silver, but they were really silver. And this was too silver to my taste because I'm more in this gold elements here, so I have made it a little bit golder. What I then also realized, and this is so cute, is by doing this waxing and getting very close because I didn't want to make any waxing mistakes. Let me open it and I show you. I realized that this initial book, this book, has been given, and you will see the dedication in a second, has been given to a girl named Anna. And Anna has written her name here. Very, very delicate writing, very fine liner, probably not a liner, I don't know what it is, but it's so delicate over there, and I was really touched when I saw it, because you will see in a second. But let me first open it. Have a look. This is as I said, this is this wonderful fabric, and you see all these books. And then I just realized when I was constructing it, it has one of my favorite books in there, Gone with the Wind. Look at this. Isn't this great? Okay, but focus now on the left side. This is a flip up. And inside this flip up there is a pocket, so it forms a pocket, and there is a tag with some nostalgic wallpaper decoration. So then you have also the picture of an old book. This is not the book which is on the cover, but it's another one. But I love this picture with this angel so much, and I thought it's really pretty, so it needs to go there. What I have done then, I have added here this little circle pocket, and behind this pocket there are some original paper from this book, which on the front side. And first of all, you see this is the decoration of the inside, and this is really pretty paper. And I was really a little bit sad because I had to cover this nice paper, which is also here. I had to cover it with another paper in order to make this construction. But then I thought, I still have this, and I give it to the future owner. This is the title of the book, Gedankensplitter, so it means splinters of thought. And here you see the dedication, and it says, her beloved little daughter Anna, as a Christmas present in 1905, dedicated by her parents. Isn't this nice? And therefore I was so touched. Okay, so this goes here, and this goes there. I close this because then it's easier to look into the book. And I've chosen to make this bow in this vertical direction, because then the bow is in the middle of this and it looks like a present. Okay, so let's open it. So first of all, what you see here is I have used some gold trim, which I have cut to form a pocket, and the inside decoration comes from some wallpaper, and I love this brown tone so much, and this gold, and it gives this very precious royal look, and it matches perfectly the decoration of this first of two signatures. I have further decorated this decorative paper with some nice trim over there, and in this pocket I have used a card which says Carpe Diem, so use the day. and also some information about, because the future owner might love jewelry. This stems from a book which is called Jewelry, and it shows some very famous pieces of jewelry. And I have used this one because I love this green, I love the emeralds, and I think it nicely fits here with this decoration over there. When you turn it, the inside I have decorated with book cover, a paper from a book from Laura Ashley, and I love it so much. It's the decoration, it's the blue, and it breaks a little bit this brown tone. So I wanted to have it like this. Then there's some castle. There is this book belongs to, and it sits in this pocket. And there's something special about this pocket, because this is normal cardstock, but I have added from another vintage book, I have added this little drawing. It says Liebesglück und Liebesleid, joy of love and tears of love. So I have added it here because it nicely matches the whole thing. This is some vellum paper. Here I did some stenciling. I have added one of my self-created tags in this gold and purple color, matching this silk ruffle on the right side. I have, of course, because I had used a braid to add it, I have covered it with some washi tape. This is some craft paper showing Pegasus. Some decoration over there. Peacock sitting in this small belly band which has been decorated with some fabric. This is another famous art of jewelry, and it nicely matches the peacock colors. Therefore it sits here, and therefore it's, I think, quite harmonic. And on the back side there is the explanation what kind of jewelry this is and who has made it. And I'm not going to read it, it's in English. So this is some nice trim, some light stenciling. Now we come to the center of the first signature, and here I have made a construction of some nice design paper showing some vintage painting on a ceiling. And you can open it like this, and you have the view to a really pretty digital paper, and you also have the view to the decoration on the side flips. And this is also wallpaper. And I have made 2 pockets, and in these pockets there are 2 cards with designs from William Morris. So that's the name. I put it back, and we put it back. Some decoration here, double lace. There's another flip out coming here, and this is also handmade. This is using some magazine paper in different colors and putting acrylic paint on it and then embossing it. And this is how it looks. It always looks very nice because you can see the shine, or the initial colors of the magazine paper, they shine through, and then you see the silver, and it's so nice. And when you flip it, I have just made a picture, or have added a picture of a castle, and I made some stamping here. And this has been decorated with sari silk in green. This is also some nice washi tape in this blue-green colors, which perfectly fit here. Some nice tag, some picture of some jewelry. This paper I have coffee dyed and also color dyed with some color speckles, some green and gold, and you see the shimmer. Again, this is Pegasus, and this is another famous piece of jewelry, and it has been given from Queen Elizabeth I to Sir Francis Drake as a present and as a yeah, because she was very thankful for his services. So this is some lace, vellum, and this is the end of the first signature. Now we come to number 2, and again here I have used peacock elements and peacock design, and in a little bit more muted tones, because I wanted to stay in tune with this nostalgic theme. And I have added some gold trim over here. There is another flip out. You can flip it out like this, and here you see the picture of the vintage picture, or the picture of a vintage lady in a frame which I have gold flaked, and the picture, the pocket has been created by vellum, and inside there's another journaling card, also with some butterfly motifs, and also a little bit stubborn. So here I did some further stenciling and also added a butterfly. This is fancy stitching, vellum, sari silk in green. Here I have used some scraps of this pretty Japanese paper which you have seen in the other journal. I have used it to decorate. There's another sticker. This is very pretty craft paper with gold swans. So I thought this is royal enough to be here. That's another wallpaper element and some stenciling on the back side. Another castle with some tag in the pocket. And this is heavily coffee dyed paper, as you can see. There's another smaller pocket made with in origami. And inside this smaller pocket there are some tiny, very tiny tags. So this is some flowers, and this is a ballet dancer. So go back. Yeah, I put this back later. So in this pocket here there's another famous art of jewelry, and this one has been given from Marie-Louise to Napoleon. And the special thing is that the names or the initials of each and every of these precious stones form a message. And the message is, well, the first one says Napoleon and his date of birth, and the second one says Marie-Louise, therefore it's more, and her date of birth, and then the date of when they got married. I thought this is wonderful. So to every jewel lover, I think this is something to have. This is just a royal seat, not really the throne, but a nice seat. And it sits here in this pocket. So, and some red ruffles. Here I have made a belly band from different circles in different wallpaper designs, vintage wallpaper designs. And when you take off this pretty paper, cotton paper, then you see there is another jewelry, necklace and earrings. And no explanation for this one, but isn't this pretty? Look at the stones, emeralds and rubies and I don't know, sapphires probably. Very pretty. But not wearable nowadays. So no need to be envious. So this is Eco-dyed paper. This is coffee stenciling. It says merveilleux, wonderful. And I thought it's a good theme. There's another pocket with another tag. Alphonse Mucha design with another tag in the pocket, and this is also again magazine paper with some acrylic paint and embossing, and the colors are so nice, they match so perfect. Here there's another hydrangea, and this really pretty trim. Stenciling again, the swans, another pocket, and this is just from a Laura Ashley book, Home Decor, and I thought it looks so pretty with this bow and with the painting, and it nicely matches and fits nicely into this pocket which I've made here. Vellum, another tag. You can see here this is the paper which I created, and you see these lines and you see the gold. And we come to the end, and the end has a belly band sitting on this really pretty wallpaper. And this is again these gold tones, and here I have added the last page of an old book with this nice picture showing some kids, I guess, and some toys and a dog. And I think that's a nice ending of this book. So this was the Nostalgic Lapbook. And it was, as I said, it was an adventure to make it. It was the process was not without stumbling stones. Had to rearrange some things during the way, but it was so much fun, and I think I'm going to do something like this again, but probably not as the next project, because this took some time. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did so, of course, you are welcome to give me a thumbs up, to leave a comment, to subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, Martina.